Remember that documentary, or whatever you might call it, The Secret? It's just delusional positivity. Without these two things, there's no way it's ever going to work. The first one is intention, and the second one is action. If positive thinking alone was enough to create limitless wealth, then why do we have such a massive recession just months after The Secret came out? Either people have terrible thinking, or the reality is it was missing so much of the equation. Intention and action are 2/3 of this recipe. And any recipe without 2/3 of the ingredients, it isn't really something you're going to want to eat, right? So let's begin with active self-care. See, if you don't take care of yourself, you don't invest in yourself, you don't create the right conditions, then negativity moves in. I call this scarcity versus abundance, or the consumer condition, which is born of scarcity, versus the producer paradigm. In the consumer condition, people get overly negative. Fear, doubt, and worry are their mantra. They look to take more from the world than they give to it. And if we just try to add more positive thinking on top of that, but that's how we feel deep down, it's not going to work. It's kind of like having a blueberry muffin with some crap in it. No one's going to want to eat it, no matter how small that crap is. We can't just cover it up with false positivity. So on abundance and the producer paradigm, it's about creating more value than you take. So how can you become more abundant? This is really about your rituals, your habits, and active self-care. So authentic positivity is when we begin with gratitude in mind. What can we truly be thankful for? As I drive to school with my son in the mornings, I ask him, hey, what are the 3 things you're most grateful for? What are 3 things that would make it a great day? And I begin my day writing in a 5-minute journal, doing those same things to set the proper intention, to appreciate what I have. The next thing is we got to take baby steps of doing something with impact. I did meditate this morning, but the bottom line is if that's all I did for the day, that doesn't necessarily reach out to the entire world and provide value and then have money fall into my lap. You've got to do something of a positive impact. How do you reach out to another person? How do you deliver some level of service? How do you solve some type of problem? It's really a value creation game. And it's really about learning the lessons from hardship. I mean, I think about the lessons from being in difficult partnerships or getting overextended with real estate because I thought everyone wealthy had to own real estate, but you got to own real estate if that's your business and that's what you're going to pay attention to, not if it's something you're going to neglect or do very half-assed and part-time. So intention has so much to do with the vision and purpose which governs the actions that we take. See, if you have a lack of vision but you think positively, well, I don't know what we call that, but it's maybe happy-go-lucky, but it's not going to lead to massive wealth. It's not going to lead to a ton of prosperity, even though it might have a little bit of peace of mind. It might be good in some ways. It doesn't lead to more money. So this vision and purpose is the container in which we take those actions. It governs the rules of kind of like what we're up to and why we're doing what we do. And when we really start to have a vision that focuses on impact on other people, and that we're taking actions consistent with that, and they're willing to exchange money for it, well, guess what? Dollars follow value. So we attract more of, what we are at our very core. So who are we being? How do we feel about ourselves? Positive thinking, if we don't love ourselves, if we don't accept ourselves, if we don't appreciate our gifts, if we don't cultivate those gifts, if we think everyone else is lucky, or we get once again in that scarcity mindset, there's no greater destroyer of wealth than scarcity. Scarcity will make sure that you eliminate all possibility and opportunity because you'll talk yourself out of it. You'll just feel defeated. You'll hope that it just luckily is going to happen to you because you said something nice. Let's get real about this. You got to get off your butt and take action. I have a great friend, Sean Stevenson, that wrote a book called Get Off Your Butt, right? But B-U-T, which is about excuse. And he's 3 feet tall, has osteogenesis imperfecta, and he's one of the most world-class speakers you'll ever hear. He didn't let excuses kind of prevent him from taking action, and he's got an amazing business. So it's stupid to think that meditation alone is going to bring about millions of dollars. Like, meditation is an amazing tool to give us more peace of mind, maybe connection to source, depending on the type of meditation that you're doing. It could even put us in a parasympathetic state, which means it's a more healing type of state. But how is that going to bring about millions of dollars if we don't do something about the downloads that we receive, the insights that we have, or the power that we gain when all of a sudden we take this and do this meditation, right? So think about the activities that you can actually go out and deliver the value, right? What is going to give a real victory to someone? What is going to allow you to take your gifts and take your abilities and serve someone else? Like, if I just thought about this but didn't teach it, well, I could think positively about it, but until I put this on video and have you watch it, it doesn't do that much good. It's about that medium of reaching other people. And look, as you start to cultivate your gifts and use them in service of others and get paid for that, it's going to increase your confidence. And increased confidence, not arrogance, but confidence, allows us to truly cultivate and utilize our gifts at a different level. It takes confidence to get on a stage or write a book or do a YouTube video. I didn't have that confidence when I was 15 years old and I went to do this business competition. My palms were sweating. I went to the bathroom 8 times before I went out there to present to just a few judges. But once I went through that the first time, faced that fear, overcame that scarcity, I felt more abundant. I started to increase my capabilities. So, how do you complete the recipe of success? It's really about the actions and intention in your life and the purpose, and let's break this down to 3 steps. Number 1, it's about getting clear with your vision, your mission, your values, and your purpose. At Wealth Factory, we're liberating 1 million people to become economically and financially independent. We're helping them change their family's financial future and really that destiny, because ultimately they can start to build a life they love and not have finances govern every decision they make. That's real financial freedom, when money's no longer the reason or excuse why we do or don't do something, right? So we know what we're up to on a daily basis. So what can you do to work on your vision daily? Whether it's writing something down, whether it's talking to someone that asks you the right questions, whether it's going through a course. I highly recommend you check out our Soul Purpose series. There's 4 different videos and awesome workbooks right here on YouTube that you can grab and really start to do this, to do the work on purpose. So as you work on that daily, ask what calls you to do your best. Right? What is so compelling that you want to do it and other people come to you for that? What do you get complimented on the most? What do you find yourself more naturally being able to figure out when other people are struggling? I went to a thing in high school called Engineering State. Now, I had no clue what the hell they were talking about there. I was confused. I didn't know how to do any of the projects, and the guy next to me was like, oh, you just do this. It was like super simple to him. But when it comes to money and finance and business, I can remember, I can question, I can create in a totally different level, because those are more my gifts. You've got to find your gifts, not be jealous or envious of other people's gifts and wish you had those. All right, the second thing is make a list of what you could take action on. For example, find 2 people you know that you can create value for. You call them up and you find out what it is that you can deliver to them. What are they working on? What are their opportunities? What are the biggest distractions or obstacles? What connections would they like? What would help them get from point A to point B or C or beyond? Just ask them questions till you either can connect them to someone or you can personally deliver value, because that's going to help you rise above any level of scarcity thinking or just sitting there and waiting for the universe to make it happen for you. Another piece is really work to make connections. Who do you know that can help you grow? Who do you know that you can serve? Look and make those lists of those 2 types of people that help you grow and people that you help grow, so that you can really start to develop these solutions and get out there and make a difference. I call that building relationship capital. Relationship capital is where can you go make a deposit and help someone out, to serve them, to solve a problem, to make a connection, so they go, oh, I really like this person. And all of a sudden you start to build this amazing network of people that gives you more ability to extend and give reach and be able to actually deliver value with the gifts that you have. The third thing, pick something just to take action on today. I don't care how small, it's the law of iteration. You just take 1 step. Or as my friend Evan Carmichael says, what's the 2% you can do right now? Right? You can go out there and share it with people who care. Share it with people who are wanting to help you. Share it with people who are willing to buy it from you. Share it with people that will just be a great case study. But don't just ask them for something, give them something. Don't say, hey, can I pick your brain? Instead say, hey, what are you excited about? Once again, figure out what's important in their life and where you can contribute. Don't put that on them. See, the secret's just so freaking delusional with this, positive thinking and everything's going to work out. There's someone that went to jail after doing The Secret. I mean, that was riddled with all sorts of problems, because it's this airy-fairy, kumbaya, everything's going to work for us because I'm a positive thinker. Well, you might be positively going in the wrong direction and heading towards bankruptcy or bitterness or putting your family in harm's way. I thought that was all right at one time. Like The Secret, I'm thinking positively, so I'm just going to buy a lot of real estate. I'm going to do all these other investments, and because I'm a positive thinker, they're going to work out. Well, guess what? It's not fueled by positive thinking. It's governed by principles and value creation. So the secret is you've got to figure out the value creator you are. You've got to create the right intention that leads to that value, and you've got to take actions that actually improve and impact other people's lives. So intention and action. Vision expands possibility more than just positivity ever could. That's why adding action and intention to your recipe is going to give you a full dish, something that actually works for you. If you're looking for more on this topic, check out my other videos like Wealth Through Conversation and the 5 things broke people say that keep them poor.